Welcome to Dad's DeFi Space. I'm Kevin, and I'm so grateful you took a moment out of your day to spend it with me, your guide to everything crypto and DeFi. This is our second stream for today, and I ran out of time before my son's field trip, but I did want to discuss a few more things. Here in a minute, we're going to have a look at how the tariff war and the possible meeting between Trump and China is affecting the markets. Along with a lot of other news we discussed today, Bitcoin strategic reserves and states, stable coins are rising. Actually, stablecoin dominance is dropping, which means people are starting to put their money back into the market. And we're going to talk about China's and Trump's effect on the markets. To begin, we're going to take a look at virtual token. And then towards the end, I want to discuss how we can use stable coins to earn a little bit of yield with our dry powder before we deploy. And that one came from a question I saw in the comments. Sorry, I didn't comment back today, but I was very busy. And we're going to discuss how to earn a little bit of yield on our stable coins on Revert. And we'll look at that in just a minute. But before I go any farther, remember, none of this today is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, just a dad who likes to play around in this crazy crypto and DeFi space. I hope that all of you out there understand that crypto and DeFi are extremely risky, extremely risky. And on top of that, you could lose all your money. But if you understand that, we're good. Let's get to today's stream. Now, taking a look at crypto bubbles, you and I, we all can see that the market has been on fire. Altcoins have been on a tear. We got some of our favorites. Arrow up 8%. Beam today up 10%. Good for it. Virtual's another 8 on top of the 40-50% it's already run. It's absolutely crazy. Even the Trump token is up a little bit, although we are running a little short on that right now, but I'll probably take profits to shortly after this stream. Maybe we'll check on it in a minute. We'll see if we have time for that. Now, why does Bitcoin look like this? Now, this week, Bitcoin, if we get out our measure tool, literally has pumped pretty much 15 and almost a half percent. That's a nice weekly pump for Bitcoin. Why is this happening? Well, as we said earlier today, stock market, it's been on a pump too. Actually, a little bit longer than crypto even. What's interesting is, when did this pump heavily occur? Well, Trump started talking about maybe we're going to meet with China. Maybe we're going to lower that tariff that's above 130% down to 80%. Maybe some wheeling and dealing is going on, maybe not. But the market is excited. And if you see the excitement now, just wait till all this retail gets back in. And if you're new to these markets, understand that you are retail, and we retail are the ones who usually get our asses handed to us in this market. So, what I really need all of you all to consider, if you're going to ride out the rest of this bull market cycle, is please have a plan. Please have a plan. Without a plan, your emotions get involved. You'll see when the market starts pumping and everyone's going crazy. And if I start talking bearish, people are going to be commenting, old man, you don't know what you're talking about. It's an everything bull market, to the moon forever, lengthening. It's a super cycle. When everyone starts talking about super cycles, I'll be taking profits. I'm just letting you know. Now, so getting back to where I first saw this is the China Embassy X account. It says, based on full consideration of global expectations, China's interest, and the appeals of the U.S. business community and consumers, China has decided and agrees to engage with the U.S. So there's no deal. They're just like, hey, I agree to talk and negotiate, right? And then after this, Trump's talking about lowering the tariffs. Interesting. Market pumps. So are these the whales trying to get us to come back in as exit liquidity or not? It's kind of hard to say. Now, on top of this, I wanted to get into a little bit of negative because this right here, Trump coming into office was extremely positive for crypto markets. I've never heard politicians in America talk like this about a market that I hold dearly to my heart. But when Trump tweeted about XRP, ADA, um, maybe it was Solana in a crypto strategic reserve, news has come out now that basically says that was a lobbyist who got them to post that. This is obviously hearsay at this point, not confirmed, at least not by me. And I just don't think it's a good look. Not a good look for the presidency, not a good look for crypto. Now, I love the fact that the people that he has put in charge are very friendly to our market. I like that. But I just want I'm just going to show you. Now, this can be confirmed on chain, but only 58 wallets profited from the Trump token. 762,000 others are recording losses. And if you hadn't known, there are unlocks occurring of the Trump token every single month. That dinner that people could buy the Trump token, those are going to be people dumping this token every single pump that occurs. And when I see this one big pump, this will be probably one of the few tokens that I will consider shorting. We are running one right now on Weeks. So if you want to help support the channel, check out our link for Weeks, get all your deposit bonuses. There's up to $30,000 of USDT rewards, super cheap fees. I've had to deal with their customer service. Of course, that is their VIP customer service, but it's been excellent whenever I've had any issues at all. But Weeks, you can use our link to Blowfin. Another excellent exchange. Both these are non KYC. That's what I trade on when I do trade. But I just don't think this is a good look for Trump. I don't think it's a good look for crypto, and I will not be buying the Trump token. I may be trading the Trump token, but not buying into the Trump token. Just saying, guys. Now, one of the altcoins that we're very bullish on is Virtual Protocol. Virtual Protocol has hit literally a 3-month high as Bitcoin's $100,000 rally helped to fuel an altcoin surge. Nuts. Virtual Protocol. I want to take a look at its chart. Now, this is nothing more talking about the bullishness of virtual. If I were you, I'd stay away from these articles. A lot of times if a token is pumped 40% in 24 hours, there's usually a dump after that, right? So let's take a look at Virtual Protocol. You can see, and this is, by the way, our fib retracement. So the fib retracement we used, check this out. The orange line is our 0.38 level, very important level if you're using the fib retracement. Where did that candle on the weekly hit? Almost right up to the 0.38. That is why a lot of times I love using this tool to kind of help set sell points, buy points, especially with the retracement tool. So when I look at this, what I see, between 210 and 220, we're going to hit a ton of sell pressure. There might be another one like around 275, 278. Um, just something to think and consider. That's how I'm looking at it. Again, not financial advice, but these are the kind of things that I post and we talk as far as within our private community. So if you're interested, check out the links in the description. It's still free, but we're going to be instituting a small monthly fee just because I'm getting so many bot accounts, marketers who are adding into the group. Anyway, it's where I like to post plays, positions, market updates, unedited versions of articles before I publish them, sometimes even videos before they end up on YouTube. So something to check out. And we're considering starting doing most of our live streaming just through that. But yeah, not yet. So consider joining. There's my last plug. Let's get back to the chart. So virtual protocol, as we were saying, this 0.38 level, I think is going to be very difficult to overcome. Sitting at about $2, 18, 19 cents. We got within 10 cents of this and just wicked out. Got massively bought up. Hold on one second. Let's check the volume because it's not on the chart right now. Add that in. My computer's really slow right now. Hold on. Problem is everyone's off work. Everyone is streaming around us right now, slowing down the network. Something I'm going to need to look into. Yeah, this is not working very well. So we're going to just pass on checking out volume. But my assumption would be that volume has started to drop off. And I would like to know what it looked like right here. Let's look at the daily real quick before we move on. Now, on the daily, you can see again um, how close we got up to that 0.38 level and how we got a bounce also down here at our 0.23 level. I think this is an excellent tool to use, especially if you are trading altcoins or playing in riskier liquidity pools like virtual wrapped ETH, which I would not be using this chart. I would actually be using DEX tools because I would want to see it priced against Ethereum. So let's, before we get into my stablecoin discussion, which is going to be in just a minute, I wanted to take a quick look at our VFAT portfolio. This is in the yield section of VFAT. I got one position out of range. You check that out. I don't think I'm going to rebalance yet. We'll see. Oh gosh, and that's my Solana position. Um, we're going to just leave that one there for now. I like to let positions stay out of range, not earning fees for approximately 2 days. Sometimes, if we're trying to really just earn income, maybe 24 hours, but never, ever right away. What I would want to consider when looking at a portfolio like this is what is my purpose? Am I wanting to earn cash flow, passive income? I'm going to use narrow ranges. I'm going to have to manage that position much more actively. And I'm probably going to suffer more impermanent loss. I mean, I need to understand these principles up front. Now, if I want to have more capital appreciation, I'm going to use a wider range. Kind of like this virtual wrapped ETH. I've been able to get in all of this awesome price appreciation because this position right here, um, which by the way has tons of total value locked, a very active pool on Uniswap. It's the virtual wrapped ETH CL10, 0.05%. I've been earning anywhere from 130% to 320% on this one. The last week, it's been averaging almost 200, which is awesome, and earning me close to $5 to $10 a day just on $650. Can't beat that. Can't beat that. Now, it is a volatile asset. You can lose parts of your principal. You have to be careful. and you have to learn how to do these things. Like I said, check out our website, Dad's DeFi Space. And of course, said I wasn't even going to do a plug again, but consider checking out Underdog Investment Group. The UIG is where I've learned many of my strategies, and I'd like to eventually get into some of the more complex ones, but I'm going to save that for my private group, and that stuff will be pushed out here to YouTube later. So our VFAT portfolio, we have a position that's about to go out of range, wrapped ETH, SUI, Sway. It's earning close to 500% right now, which is awesome. I'm going to be loving on these arrow rewards. I usually wait till this is closer to $50, harvest it out. When Arrow is down, I hold on to it. When Arrow has pumped, like now, I might consider converting it to USDC or maybe some Bitcoin. If I'm worried about price depreciation, I'm always going to swap either into Bitcoin or USDC. Now, my next one is this virtual wrapped ETH position. I love it. Already talked about it a little bit. It's been earning excellent yield. I'm bullish on AI agents and virtual ecosystem. Of course, I'm bullish on ETH. If we go back and take a quick look at the Ethereum chart, and specifically Ethereum Bitcoin chart. I did this earlier today, but let's check it out one more time. The Ethereum Bitcoin chart has looked terrible, literally since September of 2022. Right, almost 2 years, and we've been in this massive downtrend. So when ETH pumps, what does it do? It pumps. And that's what it's done the last few days. Now I'm expecting a correction, but what I would like to see if we can stay above this like point, excuse me, 0.021, 0.0218, 0.022 level. I'm thinking tides are about to turn, as I've been saying for way too long, because we have been slowly dollar cost averaging into ETH all the way from around here. We really started to pick up when it broke around, it was like 0.03-ish around here. And we have been heavily accumulating in this region. Yes, and I understand it is going down. I take that into consideration. I am bullish on ETH, and we also do a lot of farming with it anyway. Nonetheless, we're going to take a look now at my last two, or my final position has about a 43% wide range, and that's wrapped ETH arrow. This wrapped ETH arrow has always averaged between 80 and 100%, no more. No. If you're thinking of any altcoins you'd want to look at chart wise, or DeFi questions, throw them into the chat now, because I'm going to look at that after we discuss some of the strategies we can use with stablecoins. And we're going to stick with some of the easier ones today, just some protocols that you can lend and earn yield on your stablecoins. Excellent thing to do when your dry powder is just sitting around. And this was in the comments, so we're going to start with this one today, and it is over on Revert Finance. So this is my dashboard on Revert Finance. Okay. We have a wrapped Bitcoin, wrapped Ethereum position that's out of range. It's going to need balance, and then after that, we will need to lend our stables through Revert. See, Revert has started a function, and they allow lending. You can earn points for this too. What you're doing is you're depositing stable coins, and those stable coins. All right, we're going to take a look at Revert Finance and how we can use Revert, not just for managing liquidity positions or borrowing against them, but for lending out stable coins. So this is the Revert dashboard, and what you would click on is lending, okay, right here. Now, going into lending, you can see there's a nice little amount of liquidity. These stables are loaned out to people who want to leverage out their lending positions. We do this occasionally. Now, with this one specifically, um, check this out. Super, super simple to use right now. The yield is about 7.15%, and all you got to do is click supply. And you have to make sure that you have USDC on the Arbitrum network. Right now, I don't have any USDC, right? And then you would type in your USDC, click supply, confirm the transaction, and that's all there is to it. What's great about this is how easy you can deposit and withdraw your stables. Now, I would have to go deeper into the protocol. I don't know how often it is compounded. What I do know is you can check out the supply curves and lending rates, which are right here, as far as like the utilization. And then this at the bottom is actually explaining what the liquidation thresholds are for different amounts of collateral within the revert protocol. We tend to lend out our LP. It's wrap Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. They also allow that with wrap Bitcoin USDC. But yeah, right here, go to lending. Um, Make sure that you have USDC on the Arbitrum network. And right here, you can do your deposits and then click here to withdraw. Very, very, very easy. You can actually do about the same thing on Camino Finance. This is our DeFi lending portfolio on Camino Finance. Super, super easy to use. You go into the protocol. You can supply stables. I'm supplying USDT, 4.91%. You click the triple dots, have some USDT, or you can do USDC too within this protocol. I can show you some of that in a minute. But if you scroll down to the bottom, or excuse me, this is the portfolio. We got to go into the borrow and lend markets. You can go into the borrow and lend markets, and you can see you can lend in Jito. You can lend the Jupiter market, JLP. And gosh, the stable in JLP, you're earning like 10, 11%. It is in JLP token, remember. And then let's see what else we got here. There's a PayPal USD at 3.94, USDT 4.91, this USDG 7.8. I'd have to look more into that one, and USDC. Right now, we're actually lending or so our assets we're bullish on: Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, and borrowing more stables, right? Um, right here, it's giving me my LTV. You always want to keep this. I mean, most people would want it below 50%. I'm a little risky of a player. Don't be just like me. I would say 40% is a good range to keep it in, something to think about, right? And then there's also protocols to do this on the Sway network. You got Sway Lend. I can access that, I'm pretty sure, within my wallet. It would be right here. Most of mine's on Solana, but there's other protocols. You got Scallop. I know a lot of people who like Navi, especially in the UIG group. And it's excellent method for us to earn a little bit of yield on our dry powder. Now, obviously, I'm going to start deploying any dry powder I have over the next few months. Anytime there's a dip in the market, I will try to deploy it over 3 sessions, 4 sessions. Um, but Swayland, we have deleveraged actually quite a bit of this position. We're looking pretty right now. It's about time to borrow some more stables. But you can do the same thing within this one. Let's see. Want to check out our portfolio and then check out the lending rates. All right. So we're going to go into the lend function on Swayland. Sulen. I don't know. I hear people pronounce it 2 different ways. Let's see. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you can borrow USDC for like 0.2 right now. All right. So USDC, you're looking at 4%. AUSD 7%, almost 8. Over here, we're looking at MUSD. That one's not very good. 0.66%. not a lot of use of that one, but USDC 4%, um, USDT 5% on the Sway network, and then AUSD at 7%. Like those are okay yields. I mean, you can barely, yes, I can get 4% in a bank right now, but I have to lock it up. This is instantaneous. I can deposit, I can withdraw as long as I'm not over collateral. If I don't need it for collateral, I can immediately withdraw it, have it right in my wallet. And then the final one we like to use is Aave. Um, Aave is a open source protocol that allows DeFi lending. I've talked about it a lot on my channel. With this one, um, you have a bunch of different networks. We can use the core Ethereum network. We got Prime. I don't use that one. Base, Arbitrum, Avalanche, Sonic, Optimism, Polygon, Metis, BNB Chain, ZK6, Scroll, Linea. This might be a good one too. Um, yeah, yeah, that market's not looking too hot right now, is it? We might want to look at that on DeFi Llama. DeFi Llama, excellent resource that you can research new chains, old chains, protocols, liquidity pools, DeFi lending, your best stablecoin yields, delta neutral strategies, et cetera, et cetera. Um, anyway, I think that's awesome. But I mean, we have positions on Avalanche, and we also have positions on Base and Arbitrum. Some of it's in Bitcoin, some of it's in AVAX, some of it's in USDC. Actually, AVAX has had such a pump. Probably going to switch a little bit back into USDC, and that way, when it corrects, buy some more AVAX. This is how we build our bags, right? Not that much, of course. I do little bits and pieces at a time. I don't want too much slippage, so do about 7 AVAX. And we're going to flip this into USDC and switch. And then we just have to wait to confirm the transaction in our wallet. I love the fact that Aave allows you to swap between assets within your collateral, within what you're borrowing. It's awesome. You can do that to kind of arbitrage, pick up yields, and even to make your position either more bullish or bearish or neutral the same way. As you can see, we actually have more USDC than AVAX borrowed, but when AVAX corrects, we need to probably start paying a lot of this down. I kind of wish I wouldn't have. I would have already started paying it down and had more of it down before this pump occurred, but none of us can predict the market, right? Anyway, I hope this has been an excellent stream today. If you have any questions, this is the time to throw them in the chat. So if you have any questions, DeFi charts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, please throw it into the chat. I can wait a minute, see if you got anything for me. It doesn't look like there's too much available in the chat today. But I want to let each of you know that I appreciate you for joining the second live stream today. I'm sorry that we had issues with the streaming software, the Wi-Fi, and everything else. We did go over some stable strategies, so use those to your advantage with your dry powder. And also remember, never keep all of that in one wallet. Never keep all of that, all of your money in one protocol. That is risky. Always diversify. I try to have multiple chains, multiple wallets, and everything else. It's just the safe way to go. But if you appreciate it, the knowledge dished out today, even though it's been all over the place, a little disorganized, please give the video a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Check out our website at dadsdefispace.org and check out our group, our Dad DeFi group. Free. It's not going to be free much longer. And we'd appreciate you joining the community. If you really want to up your game, join a large DeFi community, check out the Underdog Investment Group. Tell them Dad's DeFi Space sent you $50 USDT. And check out our links for Weeks, Blowfin, Tangent Wallet. And I got a lot of other goodies down below. Any of those that you use help support the cause and the channel. Like, subscribe, share. go out and touch some grass. Sounds like my wife wanted to go pick strawberries tomorrow anyway. So out at the farm again. That's what it's looking like. But get outside. Don't just stare at charts all day. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you. I do. Peace.